The poor, poor bless your heart movement. You just can't do or say anything to offend their little eyeballs or their sensibilities. See, last night, late, I put back up the Dixieland Rising store with the masks, with the St. Andrew's Cross, the rebel flag, whatever you want to call it, the Confederate flag. And literally in the overnight, it was selling a mask just about every 2 minutes. And that's usually the lowest viewership time for YouTube. Sunday night, usually after 2 a.m., but the masks were going like wildfire. But of course, what do we know? We're not allowed to offend a certain group of people in this country. Anything at all that can be perceived to possibly offend these poor, poor little bless your hearts. Oh no, it can't be allowed. Their dainty little psyches can't handle it. So, of course, proving that their initial attempt to take the first store down based on copyright claim was false, I went back this morning and, of course, they not only deleted the listing, they deleted the entire store. Which proves my point. You see, when you have to silence your opposition and you don't allow them to speak, that shows you don't even believe what you're saying. So, bless your heart. However, there are plenty of other masks, and we've proven our point about the backlash. If that store were allowed to be up, if this thing you disagree with, speech you disagree with, were allowed to be up, they would be selling like wildfires still, showing you're absolutely wrong about America. We're sick and tired of having one particular bless your heart group of people get all the attention, get all the care. Let's walk around on eggshells so that we don't offend those poor, poor people. But there's some greater wisdom here. We've proven our point. We've proven our point. Learned long ago never to wrestle with a pig. You get dirty, and besides, the pig likes it. So we aren't going to wrestle with the bless your heart movement anymore. No, we've proven our point. You see, that's about to end. The end of this month. When the CARES Act, which was financing it, financing not working, that all goes away, and they're going to have to go back to work. So, one more little bit of wisdom. Give not that which is holy to the dogs, neither cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you. You see, our civilized society, our law and order society, is a pearl. And the swine cannot appreciate it. The dogs cannot appreciate it. They have no concept of it. They want to go roll around in the mud because that's what they enjoy. And that's what they're all about. Perhaps one day they'll be so offended by live oak trees and Spanish moss, we're going to have to cut them all down. Because it could possibly remind them of the Old South. And what do we know about the Old South? Oh, it was so terrible. It was so offensive and horrible. Sniff, sniff. We're going to have to cut them all down. Cut them all down and burn them. Because they existed 200 years ago in the South of the United States. And we know that every possible thing that exists in the South has to be gotten rid of. I guess we're going to have to exterminate the alligator too. Because that could possibly remind them of the South. And we can't have that. And especially the greatest offender. You know, this should be banned everywhere. Divinity candy. A true Southern treat. And it's doubly offensive because it's both Southern and white. So apparently that's completely offensive, totally racist, and needs to be banned as well. I'll bet talking with a Southern accent is going to be something they go after next, because they're actually going after the Arkansas flag. They've already done it to the Mississippi flag. They're going after the Texas flag. They're going after the Florida flag. This is an attack on Southern culture. Make no mistake about it. It's an attack on Southern culture. but the backlash is going to be epic. It is going to be absolutely epic. Your poor little eyes being offended by the stars and bars. Oh, it can't be allowed. No, we can't allow something that people want to be bought. Hundreds more were sold overnight before the Bless Your Hearts got wind of it. Hundreds more. So my little channel, just in a couple of evenings, sold hundreds of those masks. What does that tell you? What do you think a bigger channel could have done? Maybe somebody who had their own printing press. Of course, you would have probably gone and rioted and burned down the business, because you can't have anything in your sphere that you disagree with. But that's okay. We have this mask, and we have this mask, and we have this mask, one of my favorites. And pretty soon we're going to have this one. But there is some good news. There's some great news, actually. I had made the allegation while speaking about Venezuela that North Americans largely misunderstand the culture of Latin America and South America. It is a very devout Christian culture, family-oriented, nuclear family. They stick together like glue. They are a hard work culture. They are a suck-it-up buttercup culture. Unless you're dead, you're getting up and going to work that day. So many things that we value here in the South are shared by these people. The whole MS-13 thing, technically that gang started in North America in the prisons. It didn't start in Guatemala. It didn't start in Honduras. It didn't start in El Salvador. It started in the prisons up here and got exported down there. And that's a tiny, 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 tiny fraction of a group of people. When most of the 600 million that live down here, you would be amazed. And there is a story that backs this up. You see, ironically, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tried to organize a boycott against Goya because the president of Goya spoke fondly and highly of President Trump, because he was a builder trying to create things. And that's something that's also very valued in Latin America. But the boycott backfired badly, and Goya sales are off the charts. And the president came out and said something, actually not the president of Goya, but one of their distributors, that they were trying to cancel culture. And they weren't buying it. They weren't handling it. Let me read what they said. The Association, United Bodegas of America, praised Goya, the largest Hispanic-owned food company in the U.S., for its donations of millions of cans of its products to food banks, and noted that the company employs, I guess they should say, more than 5,000 people in the New York City metropolitan area. Quote, "We want to send a very clear message to those that think for one moment we would consider boycotting our family, You do not boycott family. You do not boycott family." This is the essence of Latin culture. Cancel culture doesn't work down here at all. They will tell you to go take a flying leap. They are not intimidated by this nonsense. That's, unfortunately, somewhat of a European American failing, that we care so much about the feelings of others. These people do not give a you-know-what. They will go on with their lives, and they will stand by their family. And guys, if you haven't had true bodega style Latin food, you haven't lived. This is a tacos de birria. This is a goat or lamb meat tacos. It is something just short of heaven Some of the best food I've ever had in my life, I had in Latin America. This is a stew of bodego. No, pardon me. It's called it's yearling ram. Borrego. Pardon me, borrego. And the meat just falls off the bone. It is so good. Absolutely delicious. And I'm sure many of you are familiar with carne asada. That's something North Americans see regularly on menus. But guys, we could take a page out of their culture and learn from it. About family, about standing together, not about worrying about people's feelings so much. Suck it up, Buttercup. Suck it up, Buttercup. And to those of you out there listening, and I know you are, trying to wait for me to say something to get my channel taken down, bless your heart. Bless your poor, poor little heart. No one's allowed to offend you at all. No one's allowed to say anything or show any image that could cause you any level of little bitty distress and ruin your little day. So enjoy your free money. Enjoy your housing projects. Enjoy your investment in black neighborhoods, which all the cities are doing now, trying to save face. You enjoy all that free stuff while the rest of us get back to work and go about our lives. Those of you who have come to my store and supported me, thank you. God bless you. It is more appreciated than what you know. I'm not going to push the issue with the rebel flag masks because of this. You don't wrestle with pigs. You don't cast the holy before dogs and swine. The pigs enjoy it. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. We made our point. We made our point, and we're going to make our point again in November, just like we did last time. Like, share, subscribe.